In St. Johns County tonight, an update to a story that we brought you as breaking last night at 10. The family of a 6-year-old who was hit and killed is mourning his loss this evening. Our crews went out to the scene in St. Augustine today where a small memorial has been set up. The incident happened on North Volusia Street and West King Street. The family told News4JAX the 6-year-old is named Riley Badger. News4JAX reporter Alicia Hatcher looks into the safety hazards that have been brought up in the neighborhood.
A family is remembering a 6-year-old's life after he was hit and killed Monday night. News4JAX spoke with his family, who says his name is Riley Badger. His great-aunt says he was riding his bike when he was hit. This is the road 6-year-old Riley was hit on. Certain parts of the road is lit with street lights, but once you get to the railroad tracks, it is completely dark. We reached out to the St. Johns County Commissioner's Office on the safety concerns in the area. They sent over a statement saying, "We reviewed the intersection of West King and Volusia Street, and it meets traffic signal warrants. We will start programming this work as a capital project, which may be a signal or possible roundabout." We also spoke with retired JSO Detective James Brown. Do you have some tips or recommendations for people when they are backing up onto a busy roadway?
A good tip that I've always recommended to some families is to take a simple 3x5 card, and when it comes to small children, just put the word child in a black marker on that card and put it in your rearview mirror.
He says this will remind you to look around your car before moving it. Alicia Hatcher, Channel 4, the local station.
And investigators say they're not searching for anyone in this case. They have not released any other details, though. We continue to follow developments with the Jacksonville Jaguars' injury status after last night. That's when quarterback Trevor Lawrence was visibly injured on the field.
We learned this afternoon Lawrence has a high ankle sprain. Today, News4JAX reporter Scott Johnson spoke with medical professionals and an athletic trainer about the injury. For reference, take a look at this. It's an image of an ankle. Doctors say high ankle sprains are more of the lower leg portion before it actually gets to the ankle, and that's what needs to heal on Lawrence. Scott met up with both Jerry Stevens, the head athletic trainer for Duval County Public Schools, as well as Dr. Harold Laxey. He was a team doctor for Jacksonville's old hockey team in the 80s and 90s.
We thought a break is worse, but that's not always the case.
Not always the case, and that's because of the blood flow that's available to ligament repair versus bone repair. So, blood and calcium work well together. So a bone technically could heal faster than a sprain.
Probably because they don't yet know just how serious it is, whether there's a major tear. Not all ligaments tear completely. You can have a partial tear. You
so
can
it's
have a stretching.
Possible you could come back a little sooner than later.
Absolutely. But it is one that is more, I'll call it dangerous in the sense that it might take a little longer.
The doctors are saying this doesn't mean it's bad for Lawrence. We simply don't know yet, but he will have the medical care to heal as quickly as possible.
Certainly looked bad last night, as angry as he was, throwing his helmet down. And I know waiting for an answer is not very fun. We may get an idea of Lawrence's prognosis by the end of the work week, if you will. Our sports team saying, hey, we'll find out as he practices this week whether or not he's going to be able to play and that sort of thing.
Hopefully we'll at least not see him walking so gingerly. Ooh. Yeah. Holy moly.
If you've sprained an ankle, the lower ankle, it's a little different than the high ankle where he got stepped on last night during the game by his offensive lineman, but we're certainly pulling for a quick recovery. And tomorrow morning at 7:35, we're going to have an orthopedic sports surgeon on the morning show to talk about Trevor's high ankle sprain.
Also making news tonight, the families of 3 Black Jacksonville residents are suing Dollar General for unspecified damages 3 months after their deaths during the racially motivated shooting at a local store. The announcement was made on the city's South Bank by prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
Angela Carr mattered. Jarian Gallen mattered. A.J. Laguerre mattered.
The families of these 3 murder victims shot to death in a racially motivated attack at a Grand Park Dollar General store are now speaking out about a lawsuit they've just filed. They're suing the store, the security company, and the parents of the gunman who took his own life.
And this lawsuit is filed so their death are not just swept under the rug, as has been the case far too many times in far too many mass shootings in America.
Prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump, along with lawyer Michael Haggard, are representing the families of Gerald Gallion, Angela Carr, and A.J. Laguerre Jr. The lawyers say they can prove that a security presence on the day of the shooting could have prevented the deaths of the 3 African Americans targeted because of their skin color, and that Dollar General put its massive profits above the community's protection.
Dollar General, the blood is on your hand too.
They're also placing blame on the shooter's family, saying they should have been aware that he was a dangerous person with an obsession with firearms and violence.
What did the parents know about the AR-15 that he bought just a couple months before? Only a couple years after he was Baker acted. What did they know?
As the victims' families stand together in this lawsuit, they say they can't put a price on their pain.
When you have 6 and 5 and 4-year-olds and babies, and we have little kids at home, it's hard to explain how Nana's gone.
We reached out to the Dollar General Company for comment on this lawsuit. We are still waiting for a response, which we will post on newsforjax.com. To read more about who the victims were and how their loved ones want you to remember them, look inside this story. It's on the homepage of newsforjax.com.
We have an update tonight on the case of Leonard Cure. Cure was exonerated after spending 16 years of a life sentence in prison, only to be shot and killed by a deputy in Camden County during a traffic stop. Leonard Cure driving home to Georgia on I-95 after visiting his mother in South Florida. So when a Camden County Staff Sergeant, Buck Aldridge, pulled him over for driving 100 miles an hour. When the Staff Sergeant tells Cure he's going to jail, Cure lifts his hands to the sky and they tussle here, eventually the deputy tasing him, and in that struggle, Aldridge ends up fatally shooting Cure. Today, Leonard Cure's family and attorneys announced that they will be suing the Camden County Sheriff's Office for $16 million. At a press conference today, attorneys Benjamin Crump and Harry Daniels, who are representing Cure's family, say that the deputy involved had a history of violating people's rights and was previously fired from the Kingsland Police Department. They also say that there are systemic problems at the Camden County Sheriff's Office, calling it a bad orchard. Cure's family says this never should have happened, and they're devastated at losing their loved one not once, but twice.
It was just great to have him home, and to lose him again for the second time permanently, there are no words in the English vernacular to express how heartbreaking it is. It is. It's just so sad. And again, November 23rd is his birthday. So it was a bittersweet Thanksgiving for us all.
Attorneys for the Cure family say that they mailed a notice of their intent to file a lawsuit to the Camden County Sheriff's Office yesterday. A spokesperson with the Sheriff's Office says they can't comment because they haven't received it yet. They also said Deputy Aldridge is on paid leave as GBI investigates the shooting. All right, coming up here on the 10 o'clock news, a Positively Jack story to put a smile on our faces during tough times.
You may remember the story we did on Cuts, Lines, and Trims Barbershop, trying to collect toys and supplies for local children in need.
After the story aired, people started inboxing us, sending us messages, asking us how they could help, and not even 12 hours later, like, the table has been filled up with so many toys.
More on this amazing update to the story with incredible results. Richard.
It might be time to grab an extra blanket or maybe just scoot next to the person that you're laying next to there. Snuggle weather back in the forecast thanks to Mother Nature. Just how low will the digits go? I got that coming up.
Get your tickets now for the 5th Annual Jacksonville Image Awards Gala, February 3rd at the Nathan H. Wilson Center for the Arts at FSCJ South Campus. This can't-miss event honors African Americans who are making a difference in our community.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be standing here.
It's a night of live music, inspiring stories, and more. The Jacksonville Image Awards Gala, presented by the Porter Firm. Tickets are on sale now at newsforjax.com/Jacksonville Image Awards.
Here's a holiday thought to ponder. Is it truly a wish list if you only have one wish? Make your wish list a reality with exceptional offers during the season of Audi.
People used to replace their windows with vinyl, which didn't last. Now, vinyl is being replaced with something scientifically proven to withstand the test of time. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex material windows. Fibrex material is 2 times stronger than vinyl, beautiful and energy efficient. People love our windows and our exclusive signature service experience, not to mention these incredible savings. Don't miss out on the chance to get beautiful replacement windows at an affordable cost. Call or visit us online today.
There's a lot of things in this world happening right now, and consumers like myself want some level of control.
I am a solar development project manager, and I get to be on the forefront of the best technology to produce clean energy.
We've transitioned from foreign oil to natural gas, and we're moving responsibly towards solar, battery, and green hydrogen, and this will all ultimately bring savings to the customer.
I know that FPL is looking at other ways that down the line will reduce my bill. We can be less dependent on oil, and the future is bright.
Here's a holiday thought to ponder. Is it truly a wish list if you only have one wish? Make your wish list a reality with exceptional offers during the season of Audi.
At Harrell & Harrell, local matters and you matter. We're proud to sponsor closed captioning for our community. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Positively Jax tonight. Thanks to many of our News for Jax viewers, hundreds of children on the northwest side of Jacksonville will be able to receive new toys at an annual community Christmas party.
The response was incredible after we brought you the story last Friday about the need for toys. The donations are for an upcoming annual community Christmas party hosted by Cuts, Lines, and Trims Barbershop. It's on Moncrief Road.
All right.
News for Jax reporter Eric Avignon first reported on this story and explains the overwhelming turnaround.
On Friday, these were the only toy donations for the upcoming annual community Christmas party organized and hosted by Cuts, Lines, and Trims Barbershop. Certainly not enough to hand out to hundreds of children. Barbershop owner and party organizer Renita Turner pleaded with the public for help in Friday's news story.
Toys, clothing, shoes, socks, underwear, anything that a child could use, but definitely bring some toys. We want to send them home with a smile on their faces.
Turner and her husband say the following day, their plea for help was answered when folks they didn't even know came into the shop and started dropping off new toys.
Cedric, are you surprised to see this happen so fast?
I am totally shocked. We were really nervous about this year and how slow the donations were coming in. But thanks to you covering this story and getting the word out of what was going on over here in the 09-08 area, these are the results. We are so grateful and we're so happy to help kids in need this year, because this is the time where a lot of people are struggling, don't know how they're going to get Christmas and pay their bills.
But it wasn't just donated toys that came in. A GoFundMe account that helps pays for a petting zoo for the children and other entertainment at the annual party saw an increase in donations. Renita Turner says she started getting alerts late Friday night.
Before we even were aware that the story ran, within minutes, it started going off, and I was like, oh my gosh, the story must have ran, and it's been going off all night, all day, all night, all day. And I'm just overwhelmed. My cup is full. I'm so happy.
Every year since 2016, the barbershop has given out hundreds of donated new toys, clothing, and school supplies at the annual Christmas party attended by children from the 32208 and 32209 zip codes. According to Florida demographics, 24% of families in the 32208 zip code live in poverty, and in the 32209 zip code, that number jumps to 31%. So not every parent can afford Christmas gifts for their children. That's why the annual party has become an important event.
Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.
This year's party is set for Sunday, December 17th from noon until 3 p.m. It's at the Lonnie C. Miller Senior Regional Park here in Jacksonville. For information about donations, please go to our website, newsforjax.com. Love, love, love stories like this.
Yes.
After our Christmas party, the toy drive.
Yeah.
And then this.
Well, so many good things about there, all right? So Cedric and Renita Turner, and so hey, we're going to do something in our community. And then so many of you saying, we're part of the community because we're going to donate. There's so many good things happening there.
Thank you to our viewers. Wow.
Absolutely, and they probably saw the same thing that we did in the beginning. Things were kind of trickling in, and then we had our big toy drive on Thursday, and I mean, well, everybody showed up, and they continued to show up, so it's going to be great for all of those kids. On over to the board, let's get you ready, since we'll be talking about the holidays here. We've got temperatures that continue, that's where you hit the button, to slip down here, and we get ready for what will be a chilly night. That beautiful boat still sitting there looking sleek, ready to go. It's already moving fast. Look at the wake. Or maybe that's just the wind. And the flag, by the way, I was just watching, it's looking a little tattered here as we take out the Morning Star Marinas, and it has been whipping around with a number of days where we've had some strong wind already in the 50s here. At Mayport, we've got 50 even at the airport in Jacksonville. We'll get into the 40s as we move into the 11 o'clock hour. And the clouds overhead are already thinning ahead of time here. So that just sets us up for the deepening dive in our temperatures here overnight tonight. So chilly, yep, we've got that. And chilly will turn cold early tomorrow, and then a cool afternoon well below our seasonal trend by as much as, what, about 7-8 degrees. And then Thursday, a frosty start to the day under what will still be those clear skies. So here we are in the 50s. We've got the clouds that are passing by. Those two will continue to fade, and that allows those temperatures to continue to slide southward, taking us into what will be almost widespread 40s across the inland areas. 95 corridor will be that break point where we'll see some of those temperatures that continue in the 50s. So it sets us up for, is it all right to get out? Yeah, just grab a jacket or make sure you got the heat on inside of the car. Maybe a little cocoa along the way, as we're not expecting any rain here today, tomorrow, or Wednesday, Thursday, and into that Friday forecast. So let's take you through some of the numbers that we're waking up to here early Wednesday morning. We'll find those temperatures that are in the 40s, 48 here for Arlington. Like I said, our 40s and 50s, I-95 to the beaches. But once we cross 95 and continue, or even the river here at this point, this is where we'll find temperatures that are widespread in the 40s here. And they hunt over to Blackshear, Waycross, same idea. Temperatures will be colder as we look ahead to Thursday, and that sets us up for the frost. We've got 45 degrees with rain chances limited here. Northwest wind at 8 miles an hour. We'll watch the temperatures as they continue to slip here overnight tonight, moving from where we are now already in those low 50s. That just makes it easier to slide into those 40s for tomorrow. Thursday's the day that we're going to have temperatures that put us into the 30s with daytime highs back to back, only putting us into the upper 50s and lower 60s. Jacket weather here back to back days. Warmer on Friday. Temperatures put us closer to our seasonal trend, upper 60s, lower 70s. We're still starting in the 40s, and we'll start to feel the change and also note the change as our northeast wind swaps around. That southerly flow is going to be a warmer flow, southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour as temperatures take us into the 70s, even warmer yet. And this is the cloud cover coming in. That blanket here will insulate us, keeps us in the upper 60s and lower 70s as we're going to have some rounds of rain coming through on Saturday. That's a plan that's going to continue here. The front kind of stalls, and that's going to leave us cool and cloudy, along with some of those showers Monday and Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Richard. Easier than ever to watch News4JAX. Our live newscasts are streaming on News4JAX Plus, and that's available on platforms like Roku, Fire Stick, and Apple TV, and it's free. So you just search News4JAX to download.
We told you at the top of the newscast about Trevor Lawrence's injury from last night. There were also some other big injuries for Jags players.
Just how long several star players could be out. That's coming up in the sports.
Weather is brought to you by Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family.
Each case is different, and each accident or any kind of incident affects people in different ways. And I think for the attorney, it's important to look into those issues, ask the right questions, and spend the time with the client. They're seeking answers, and the conversation comes with those answers.
We love giving back to our communities. And if you want to brighten someone's holiday, bring a new toy to one of our Hanania locations, and we'll donate it to the Foster Closet. And you'll get $50 off your next service. Thanks for being part of the Hanania family. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright and bring everyone together. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
How's the weather?
All good. And the confidence of GOAT modes. And the versatile Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. See your Ford dealer today during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Walk with Kings at National Geographic's Beyond King Tut, the immersive experience. Now through January 7th at the NOCO Center in Jacksonville. Marvel at stunning visuals of tomb relics and treasures as the National Geographic archives come to life. Tickets at BeyondKingTut.com.
Wishing you comfort and joy this holiday season at the Lincoln Wishlist Sales Event. Get 3.9% APR, $1,000 trade assist cash, plus up to 90 days deferred first payment on a new 2023 Lincoln vehicle.
Have you heard? The Xfinity Mobile Black Friday sale is on now. Don't miss out on a free line of unlimited for 2 years when you switch to Xfinity Internet. That's over $1,000 in savings. And get up to $800 off the latest 5G phones. Connect to America's most reliable 5G network and join the millions who've switched to one of the fastest growing mobile services. Now's your chance to get a free line of unlimited for 2 years when you switch to Xfinity Internet. Plus, save even more with up to $800 off an eligible 5G phone. Click, call, or visit a store today.
We love giving back to our communities. And if you want to brighten someone's holiday, bring a new toy to one of our Hanania locations and we'll donate it to the Foster Closet. And you'll get $50 off your next service. Thanks for being part of the Hanania family. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
E.T. E.T.
E.T.
Hi, E.T. Wow.
Only on E.T.
Tomorrow at 7 on Channel 4, the local station.
Today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis unveiled his plan for the upcoming budget proposal. It would be nearly $5 billion less than the current budget in Florida. Some highlights include setting aside $1.25 billion for teacher raises, $1.6 billion for early childhood education, $290 million for the Safe Schools initiatives, and nearly $53 million to support civics engagements programs. Now, the state's largest teachers union says the plan fails to meet the needs of public schools and students. The Republican Party of Florida has called for a special meeting. They will address the chairman facing a sexual assault investigation. Christian Ziegler is accused of sexually assaulting a woman in October. He's denied any wrongdoing and refused to step down despite calls from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to do so. In a statement last week, Ziegler's attorney says that they're confident that once the police investigation is concluded, no charges will be filed. That meeting takes place in Orlando, December 17th.
CVS customers may soon see changes to their prescription costs. The pharmacy chain is introducing a new planned pricing formula called CVS Cost Vantage. It includes the cost of the drug, a set markup, and a fee. CVS says this approach will be simpler, it'll be more transparent. They also say prescription costs should fall for consumers, employers, and health insurers. It's set to launch in 2025.
Still ahead at 10:30. It can be a confusing time trying to keep track of the candidates who are still in and who have dropped out of the race for next year's presidential election. We break down who is left in the Republican, Democrat, and Independent pools.
And next, a house explosion in Virginia caught on camera. Why federal agents are now investigating.
Toyotathon is on. Make your holidays a little more magical with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE for just $339 a month for 24 months plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know. I bought it using the cash rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union. I get cash back on every purchase. Honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be without them. One word. Got it. Reeling in fish. No. Eating fish. Fish in the sea? Movie.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Well, it's that time of year again, and wouldn't you know it, Nimnik has found itself on the nice list.
0% APR, $350 a month after down payment.
Sorry, I can't focus with luscious locks over here.
Oh, what? You think you're better just because you have a real beard?
I was gonna say best price guaranteed.
Your friends in the car business since 1941.
I'm Holt Harrell. The holidays are a time we come together as family. These are the moments and memories we cherish. While we miss our loved ones who can't be with us, We enjoy each other's company and look forward to the hope and promises the new year brings. From my family and all of us at Harrell & Harrell, we wish you and your family the very best for this holiday season.
All right, let's go, guys. Have fun.
Watch out with that cheese.
Yeah, it's a Christmas tree, huh? Yeah. Okay, guys, ready?
Ooh, la la la. Best one yet, guys. Here we go.
Oh, Ruckus! What are you doing out there? Come on in. Look who I found outside. Oh, we got the salad too. Let's not forget. Okay, what would you like first? Nope.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota. We're gonna need a bigger tree.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota Camry LE for $319 a month for 24 months, plus $500 holiday bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
You're watching Channel 4, the local station. Live with Joy Purdy, Kent Justice, the Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist Richard Nunn, and breaking news with Sky 4. The 10 o'clock news continues.
Right now at 10:30, a house explosion in Virginia. It's making national headlines, and it was caught on camera. And here's more of the scene as the home burned. This is now under investigation by local authorities, as well as the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
Police say the house exploded as they tried to execute a search warrant yesterday, and now they say the suspect is presumed dead inside the home. We have more on what they've learned in the investigation.
He's coming out.
For nearly 4 hours, people in an Arlington, Virginia neighborhood kept cameras trained on the drama unfolding at a nearby duplex. Police had come to the scene, they say, because there were reports of shots fired from inside the home. Arlington County's police chief says officers breached the door trying to execute a search warrant, faced gunshots, deployed a non-flammable irritant, and then the house exploded. Remains found inside are believed to be those of 56-year-old resident James Yu, according to police, who say he said little to them before the explosion.
There was very minimal communications.
Yet on social media, Yu had multiple posts on LinkedIn filled with conspiracy theories against government officials, law enforcers, media, even his neighbors. Posts on his YouTube account referred to lawsuits he had filed. Court records show 3 of those had been dismissed for being frivolous. According to the FBI, Yu had also reached out repeatedly to them.
I would characterize these communications as primarily complaints about alleged frauds he believed were perpetrated against him.
The FBI says the complaints never led to investigations, but now multiple agencies are looking at what caused Monday's explosion.
Yeah, I'm okay. The house blew up.
Hoping enough evidence survived the flames to tell more about the suspect's story. The Arlington County Fire Department says it had shut off gas to the home before the explosion and evacuated neighbors as a precaution. Those actions, the assistant fire chief said today, undoubtedly saved lives.
In other national news tonight, the Senate has confirmed hundreds of top military nominations by voice vote this evening, hours after U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville announced his decision to release the hold on military promotions. That was a controversial play for the former college football coach and someone who's only been in politics since 2021. Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville says his holdout is over and he will allow promotions for most military nominees. Tuberville has been blocking promotions over a policy by the Defense Department concerning reproductive rights. The Alabama senator blocked more than 450 top military nominees.
It was pretty much a draw. I mean, they didn't get what they wanted. We didn't get what we wanted. We didn't get to fight for it to leave it in the Senate. And so just unfortunate the American people didn't get a voice.
We're pleased, obviously, that that situation seems to have been ameliorated by recent announcements by the senator from Alabama.
Tuberville argued that Congress never voted on or appropriated money for the abortion policy he objects to.
I'm releasing everybody. I still got a hold on, I think, 11 four-star generals. Everybody else is completely released from me. Now, somebody else might, I think there's a few other people got holds on 1 or 2 or 3 people. But other than that, it's over.
Florida Congressman Michael Waltz is also Republican, but a decorated Green Beret in the U.S. Army.
I wish that Senator Tuberville had limited his objection to political appointees and not necessarily generals. But look, I get his point in that this is a violation of the law. It is against the law to use taxpayer resources to fund and resource people to go get abortions.
Democrats say they're happy to see the holdout end, and they believe it hurt military members the most.
I hope no one does this again, and I hope they learn the lesson of Senator Tuberville, and that is he held out for many, many months, hurt our national security, caused discombobulation to so many military families who've been so dedicated to our country, and didn't get anything that he wanted.
Congressman Waltz says the policy that Tuberville objects to has only affected about 10 women in the military.
FBI Director Christopher Wray says his agency is working around the clock to prevent potential domestic attacks by Hamas or its sympathizers. In testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee today, Wray said while there's no information about a direct attack by Hamas, the FBI can't discount the possibility. Intelligence sources are concerned that the October 7th attack on Israel was designed to mobilize Hamas followers worldwide.
Given the steady drumbeat of calls for attacks by foreign terrorist organizations since October 7th, we're working around the clock to identify and disrupt potential attacks by those inspired by Hamas's horrific terrorist attacks in Israel. While there may have been times over the years where individual threats could have been higher here or there than where they might be right now, I've never seen a time where all the threats or so many of the threats are all elevated all at exactly the same time. That's what makes this environment that we're in now so fraught, and why funding our men and women who are working shoulder to shoulder with state and local law enforcement and other partners every day makes it even more important, not less.
So, blinking red lights analogy about 9/11, all the lights were blinking red before 9/11. Apparently, obviously, all of us missed it. Would you say that there's multiple blinking red lights out there?
I see blinking lights everywhere I turn.
The FBI director is pushing senators to reauthorize Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. That's set to expire in a few weeks. This law enables the U.S. government to obtain intelligence by targeting non-Americans overseas who are using U.S.-based communication services. The Alaska Airlines pilot accused of trying to shut off the engines of a passenger plane mid-flight was in an Oregon court today. Joseph Emerson was indicted on 84 counts, including 1 count of endangering aircraft in the first degree and 83 counts of recklessly endangering another person. That's 1 for each passenger and crew member aboard the aircraft. He's also facing similar federal charges and set to be arraigned on Thursday.
New information about a lawsuit involving Gabby Petito. She was the missing young woman whose disappearance made national headlines. New court filings claim Brian Laundrie called his parents nearly 2 weeks before his fiancée was reported missing, saying Petito was gone and he needed a lawyer. Laundrie and Petito were on a cross-country road trip in 2021 when she disappeared. Her body was later found in a national forest in Wyoming. Laundrie was found dead 1 month later in Florida, along with a note saying that he was responsible for Petito's death. Her parents filed a lawsuit claiming that Laundrie's parents knew their daughter was dead but did nothing. Well, tomorrow is the next 2024 Republican presidential primary debate. It'll be at the University of Alabama, and you'll be able to watch it live on CW17, our sister station. The candidates will be Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, and Vivek Ramaswamy. Former President Trump will not be there. One of the moderators, News Nation journalist Elizabeth Vargas, says that the smaller candidate field will provide the opportunity for deeper responses.
Fewer candidates in this debate number 4 in Alabama, means we have more time to ask the questions that will reveal more information. We get to go more in depth. I think we had some debates in the beginning where people got to answer 1 or 2 questions in an hour. We're going to really press these candidates for the specifics, the details to those talking points that they've been repeating on the campaign trail and sometimes on the debate stage. Now we have the chance to go more in depth with each of these candidates and really hopefully spark a real debate between them, not shouting, not yelling, but actually debating and sharing and contrasting information and approaches on how they would solve all the many problems facing the United States today.
You can watch the 2-hour debate live tomorrow night. It starts at 8 o'clock, and again, it'll be on the CW17. It'll be moderated by Elizabeth Vargas, Megyn Kelly, and Eliana Johnson, who's with the Washington Free Beacon. After the debate, flip it back here to Channel 4 for insight and analysis on the 10 o'clock news. And before you watch the debate tomorrow night, an update on who is still in the running for president.
We know it can be confusing, and many candidates have dropped out since the running began, so here's the latest update. In the Republican primary field, there's former President Donald Trump, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley, and biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. The other 2, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. For the Democratic primary field, our current President Joe Biden, self-help author Marianne Williamson, and Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips. There are also those running as independents: environmental lawyer Robert F. Kennedy Jr., environmental activist Jill Stein, and progressive activist and scholar Cornel West.
All right, there's some good news and some bad news on the injury front for the Jaguars.
Which star player the Jaguars expect will be out for quite some time? That's coming up next in sports.
I am a solar development project manager. Solar is a stable fuel source, which will lead to stable bills and ultimately will produce savings for our customers.
I know that FPL is looking at other ways that down the line will reduce my bill, and the future is bright.
Enter the magical world of childlike imagination during First Coast Nutcracker with the Jacksonville Symphony, December 15th, 16th, and 17th. A holiday tradition for more than 50 years. Don't miss the elaborate costumes, spectacular sets, choreography, special effects, and Jacksonville's finest dancers in the area's only performance with a live symphony orchestra. Call 354-5547 or go to jacksymphony.org to get your First Coast Nutcracker tickets today.
Wishing you comfort and joy this holiday season at the Lincoln Wishlist Sales Event. Get 3.9% APR, $1,000 trade assist cash, plus up to 90 days deferred first payment on a new 2023 Lincoln vehicle.
A family room without family is just a room. But when there's space for everyone, it becomes the heart of the home. Nobody knows that better than Rooms to Go. It's why we've teamed up to create living room solutions for everyday life. Whether you need a place to relax, recharge, or watch your favorite show with the whole family, you'll find our show's on. Come check it all out. It's Drew and Jonathan for Rooms to Go.
Jingle bells, happy holidays!
Plus, SNL's Kenan Thompson.
That's right.
That's right.
Tomorrow at 3 on Channel 4. Everyday champions live here, like the team who proudly flies morning colors at Naval Station Mayport. Defenders of our country, standing for liberty and freedom. And the morning show is there for them, tracking fast-moving storms headed our way, breaking news alerts from Sky 4 until the danger has passed, and getting answers to questions they care about most. The morning show on Channel 4 and News 4 Jax Plus makes mornings happen.
Screens holding your children back, developmental delays that can come with too much screen time too young, and tackling eating disorders this holiday season, plus lesser known effects of having more than just one drink a day Wednesday.
ExactTrack 4D constantly scans for new threats in your neighborhood, alerting you faster than ever when severe storms are heading your way.
Got a little tricked over the weekend because it was gray outside and you thought, oh, it's going to be cold. I better get that. And so tomorrow, it's like the reverse. Maybe some sunshine, but it will be cold, right?
I said the same thing last week. You're standing there, you're looking outside, you're like, man, I better put a jacket on. You step out and it's 85 degrees and humid. I'll show you the temperature graph as we've come off of those high temperatures. Tomorrow, yeah, the opposite. You'll look, oh, look, it's sunny, and yet it's going to be cold. Here we are. We're back outside. The twinkling lights, some of them still decorated over the boats there. Julington Creek, and the temperatures here, 56 degrees. A little bit of influence compared to what we're seeing by about 6 degrees compared to the airport, and that westerly flow continues at about 7. So breaking it down and kind of using some things we normally don't do. Our Caribbean high pressure here situated to the south of Jamaica. This is all of the dry air, but this is why the cooler and the damper air continues streaming in off the Gulf of Mexico, even though it's going to sag a little southward, still leaving us with what could be the what will be the temperatures for some frost. So here we went through Thanksgiving, temperatures hovering at or below our seasonal trend. And then December 1st, it was a brand new month. Let's warm it up. So here's what we were just talking about, where you look outside and 80 degrees, 76, 73. And now we're turning the corner with temperatures that will start to come down. We've got a lot of 50s that are out there. Mayport right now, 59 degrees. We continue with the lower 50s, steps away from getting into, just baby steps from getting into the 40s, 45 already for Homerville. And those temperatures will continue to slide southward. 48, there's the first of our 40 showing up for Northeast Florida as we continue with the 50s. So again, we'll use some of the maps that extend a little bit beyond where we normally sit. And the reason also is because we're watching here through parts of the Appalachians. I get a lot of email this time of year. Folks, hey, where can we go to see snow? Anywhere from around Asheville and then continue to move upwards all the way into Boone and then get into the Virginias, and we're going to see some of that. As a matter of fact, there's some winter advisories that are already posted in those areas, and we're looking more than a dusting here, about 1 to 3 inches. So I think you can get some pretty nice shots, but you're going to have to make a bit of a trek there to get into the white stuff there for the hills. Now, as far as the wet stuff coming back into our forecast, and I think that we'll start to see this in the next day, if not maybe by Friday, there is going to be a chance for some showers just based on all the models here for late Saturday night. So chances are we'll see this go up into the after 6 p.m. part of our forecast on Saturday, roughly at about, say, 10 to 20% with better chances on Sunday. 50s outside, and you can see that we're already ahead of schedule with the temperatures there on the plus side of 1 for the 1 o'clock temperatures. These numbers will continue to slip overnight, and watch as the clouds also move out of here. And that's what will allow those temperatures to slide southward, and then we'll start that rebound with numbers that'll put us back into only reaching, let's see where this one goes. There's 58, there's 59. Does it reach 61? I've got 61. That one only takes us to 60 degrees and keeps the beaches, whether it's Brunswick or St. Augustine here, barely getting into the 60s, the upper 50s, lower 60s. Most notable will be the morning hours, where those temperatures overnight from Wednesday into Thursday will slip into the 30s, including that of what will be southeast Georgia. I mean, they hunt over to Waycross here at 34 degrees, Folkston at 35. The 95 corridor being that break point, slightly warmer temperatures as you get closer to Jack's Beach, St. Augustine with those upper 40s and lower 50s. But the Middleburg area, Stark, and continuing inland, get ready to wrap those plants once again. Another round of frost on the way. 40s overnight tonight and into the start of the hump of the work week here, with temperatures only taking us to the 60s. Now, with the clearing skies and pretty light wind overnight, that allows those temperatures to dip even deeper and then only climb into the lower 60s for Thursday. Friday's where we'll start to turn the corner, warming things up, keeping our temperatures near a seasonal average, which is the upper 60s this time of year. Before the warm up, it will be like it was last week, and we'll be inside looking out. Gray skies are moving in here on Sunday, but the temperatures really not so much jacket weather. Lower 70s. We'll be exchanging the jacket, or at least hanging it up on the coat rack and pulling out the umbrellas for some of the inclement weather Sunday and into the start of the work week.
Richard, thanks. Now, here's what's coming up. All new at 11. Ram is recalling thousands of trucks because of a headlight issue. When owners of affected vehicles can expect to be notified. And it's a wedding like you've never seen. Why one of our coworkers decided to marry the love of his life at a car wash. Those stories and more tonight at 11.
Sports Desk, presented by Farah and Farah.
school football in its final week as state championship games arrive.
News4JAX sports editor Justin Barney previews those games, including St. Augustine High's return to the title game for the first time since 2007.
High school football state championship week is here for teams in our area. 3 from Florida and 1 from Georgia head to the finals. So let's talk about Pierce County next week, because they actually play December 12th against Rockmart at Mercedes-Benz. So we'll talk about them next week. But let's talk about our Florida teams, Cocoa and Bradford, in a rematch of last year's Final Four game. It's a collision of styles. Bradford's hard-hitting defense against the Tigers' high-powered offense, a 23-touchdown receiver and a 40-touchdown quarterback. They meet at Friday at 8 p.m. in Tallahassee. Moving over here, we're going to jump one over to here. Mandarin faces Miami Columbus in a rematch of the 2018 title game won by the Mustangs. Mandarin is the first area team to win 4 straight playoff games on the road. They square off with the Miami Columbus Explorers on Friday at 3 p.m. And in 3S right here, St. Augustine and Daytona Beach Mainland collide on Thursday at 3 p.m. For the Yellow Jackets, it's a return to the final for the first time in a long time. Despite an abundance of returnees from last year's playoff team, the difference this time around has been a laser focus and a drive to settle for nothing less than the best. Coach Brian Braddock and the players have been enjoying the journey. It's been one of the biggest things he's emphasized to players throughout the season.
There's a different factor this year. I think there's a different drive. You look back to the Bulls game, we were down a couple scores in the fourth quarter. And this team, I mean, we just didn't give up. And we never have this season. We've been down against Bartram. We've been down played some really good teams. And we just persevered and worked diligently and came out on top.
You know, the moment can get big and things can happen and things can snowball quickly. I think the biggest thing in these big games is to take a deep breath and just take it moment by moment. You don't want to look up and the game's over. You don't want to have that feeling at the end of it. So you want to just take your time. You don't want to get hurried. You want to keep a cool head.
Everyone in Jacksonville held their breath on Monday night when they saw this. Trevor Lawrence going down in a heap of pain during a 34-31 overtime loss to Cincinnati. But better news than expected today when Coach Doug Peterson said that Lawrence suffered just a high ankle sprain and would be day-to-day with the injury. That's good news. No structural damage for the franchise quarterback.
I have not had discussions with the docs, about that. I don't think that I don't think that's a necessary means at this point. I think just because it's where it is in the ankle, that it's not necessarily something that surgery would be warranted at this time.
If Lawrence is to miss any extended amount of time, C.J. Beathard would be the player who starts for Lawrence. Beathard has appeared in 11 games over 3 seasons in Jacksonville. He's 21 for 27 passing for 145 yards and an interception with the Jaguars. The news, on the other hand, wasn't as good for receiver Christian Kirk. Coach Doug Peterson said that Kirk suffered a core muscle injury during the game on Monday night, and Kirk will miss an extended amount of time after suffering that injury. He made the first catch of the game and went down awkwardly, kind of torqued his midsection. The team's leading receiver could be a candidate for surgery. That's not something that Jaguars fans want to hear.
I believe so. We're going to send the images off, get another look at it and make sure that that we have the right, diagnosis and obviously the right plan of attack for Christian, moving forward.
That'll do it for sports. Coming up at 11 tonight, Alessandra and I will talk a little bit of college football, and for high school football news, head over to news4jax.com. That's it for sports.
And in some other sporting news, the NCAA president has proposed new rule changes. They would allow Division I schools for the first time to pay their athletes in ways that are not tied to educational resources. If Division I schools choose to adopt the rules, they would be allowed to enter into name, image, and likeness deals directly with their athletes. The new rules would also create a new subdivision of Division I schools that would be allowed to create its own set of rules for various policies like recruiting. No time frame was given for when the proposals would be finished. And we've got a lot of responses from viewers about the news. John Curtin writes, "Congrats to the NCAA for taking part in the total dismantling of college athletics. I marvel today every time I hear a coach talk about team and brotherhood. Really? Today, it is all about the individual. College athletics taught me a lot about life, about working and suffering together. No one person was treated differently. Times have changed. Move over for the me people. Ram Shamlani says, I am not in favor. It looks like just a new professional football league, not college football, that is driven by the love for the game and love for my university, not money.
Weather is brought to you by Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family.
I was with another law firm and couldn't get in contact with them. They wouldn't answer the phone. With Farah and Farah, I call, I get an answer. You ain't a number for them. They worry about you, and they make you feel like real family.
All right, let's go, guys. Have fun.
What's wrong with that cheese?
Yeah, it's a Christmas tree, huh? Yeah. Okay, guys, ready?
Ooh, la la la. Best one yet, guys. Here we go.
Oh, Ruckus! What are you doing out there? Come on in. Look who I found outside. Oh, we got the salad too. Let's not forget. Okay, what would you like first? You want cranberry sauce?
This holiday season, give the gift of go with SunPass Mini and SunPass Pro. They'll get to explore new roads in their car, going on drives both near and far. It's a gift of discovery, adventure, and exploration, of weekend getaways, and maybe even a long vacation. So stuff their stockings with Drive this year and celebrate the holidays with plenty of cheer. SunPass Mini and SunPass Pro, the always appreciated gift of go.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright and bring everyone together. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
How's the weather?
All good.
And the confidence of GOAT modes. And the versatile Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. See your Ford dealer today during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
Get ready for Jags football with News 4 Jax.
We live and breathe Jaguars coverage like no one else. As the station of the fans, we provide in-depth coverage from Teal the Show to Monday Morning Quarterback with Frank Frangie and the News for Jags podcast.
Get behind-the-scenes access with News for Jags Plus and our Jags newsletter, featuring exclusive content and player interviews.
News for Jags is your go-to source for all things Jaguars. So join us as we bring the stadium to your living room, only on News for Jags Channel 4, the local station.
Universal Resorts in Orlando has announced opening dates for its newest hotels and theme park.
It's called Epic Universe. The first is Universal's Stella Nova Resort. That is set to open January 21st of 2025. Here's what a room will look like. Universal says the resorts are a cosmic fusion of imagination and relaxation. The other hotel, Universal's Terra Luna Resort, that is set to open February 25th of 2025. It'll have a zero-entry pool featuring pop-up jets, a massive hot tub, poolside movies, and more. Both resorts will bring the total number of guest rooms across the Universal Orlando Resort destination to 10,500. It'll also offer tons of amenities and theme park benefits for guests.
Wild Adventures is calling its new Christmas experience a magical journey like never before, and we're giving away a family 4-pack of tickets to one lucky insider. The Wild Adventures Christmas Wild and Bright includes 2 million dazzling lights, a mesmerizing lake show, and first-hand encounters with animals and holiday characters. All you have to do is go to newsforjax.com/insider and enter to win. We'll announce the winner Tuesday, December 12th during the 8 o'clock hour of the morning show. The event itself runs until December 31st. You can read more about all the attractions from the Holly Jolly Junction to the Gingerbread Village. It's on newsforjax.com. And if you aren't an insider yet, it's easy to join. All we need is your name and email address, plus it's free.
Outside, hopefully nice and chilly. get us in the mood.
Make it feel right.
It will be, especially here around sunrise, where we'll find those temperatures around 45 degrees. By 8 o'clock, we're in the upper 40s. Temperatures will take us into the 60s. We've got a colder morning on Thursday. That's where we'll be protecting our pets and plants because we've got another round of frost coming through.
Oof. All righty, Richard. Folks, stay with us. There is more to come.
News for Jax at 11 begins after this break.
I was with another law firm and couldn't get in contact with them. They wouldn't answer the phone. With Fair and Fairer, I get an answer. You ain't a number for them. They worry about you, and they make you feel like real family.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants makes every day a let's dig in day, a chow down day, a take a big bite day, a perfectly delicious day, a love my new teeth day. Because your Clear Choice day is the day everything is back on the menu. A Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
PenguinCustoms.net.
What?
Glad I get credit card fraud alerts from Navy Federal Credit Union. Yeah. Can't imagine where I'd be without them.
Hey, that's mine! Stop that penguin!
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
I feel that I can beat anything in this world but my own cigarette habit. I spend a little over $6 for a pack of cigarettes, and I smoke 2 packs a day. If you calculated what I spent in a week, I could probably pay my family's bills. Family is everything, and I want them to be proud of me.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Dear Santa, people who support Shriners Hospitals for Children is all I want for Christmas this year. Their support help kids like Katie run and play. Go to loveshriners.org right now.
You've been in an accident, so you go to the internet looking for help. But internet searches aren't always accurate. A lot of times you can't tell if someone is local or if they even handle personal injury cases. Make it easy on yourself. Just call Harold and Harold.
Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. They lost their big TV jobs after their romance was exposed. The new report. Are their ex-spouses really dating each other? Next, Inside Edition.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on Channel 4, the local station. News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
We begin with that breaking news at the Jacksonville International Airport, where an argument involving the word bomb forced a Breeze Airways flight to be diverted. Passengers on Breeze Flight 717 from Orlando to Providence, Rhode Island say the plane had only been in the air 45 minutes when the flight captain diverted the plane to Jacksonville International Airport.
2 people on board were arrested after the plane landed. News for Jax reporter Eric Avanier joining us now live from the airport with more on what happened on that plane. Eric.
Well, Kent, what began as a flight from Orlando to Rhode Island, a routine flight, no doubt, was anything but routine after an argument forced the plane to be diverted here to Jacksonville International Airport. In fact, the plane is still here at the airport, sitting on the tarmac right behind me. It's been here for several hours here, and it's not scheduled to take back off until tomorrow afternoon. Passengers on the plane tell News for Jax that a couple got into an argument right before the flight took off from Orlando. One passenger who was sitting close to the people arguing says a man told a woman he had been arguing with that he wanted off the plane. Now, we're told the flight was only in the air for about 45 minutes when the captain decided to divert the plane to Jacksonville because the word bomb was mentioned during the argument between the 2 people.
The people were talking about claiming the other person had a bomb during their flight. The people around them heard the word bomb, reported to the airline. They're obligated to land the plane.
A dad and his daughter got up and walked back, and they said, we asked to get moved because someone was talking about a bomb that they had.
Now, this is video of two people being arrested after the plane landed in Jacksonville. The person who shot the video but asked to remain anonymous says the man and woman being taken into custody are in fact the same two people who were arguing before the flight took off. And at one point in the video, the man is seen apologizing to the passengers as he was being placed into handcuffs.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for messing up your travel plans.
Now, about 2 hours ago, passengers on the plane were allowed to leave the airport because the flight was canceled. And as I said earlier on, the flight is scheduled to resume tomorrow afternoon. As for those people who were arrested, they will likely face federal charges and could be banned from future flights on Breeze Airlines. Reporting live from the airport, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
Eric, thanks. New details in the death of a Jacksonville mother and her 1-year-old son killed more than a week ago in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're seeing new video of the man accused of killing the mother and her child. This morning, 44-year-old Randy Vega of Tampa made his first court appearance. He is facing 2 counts of vehicular homicide by impairment and aggravated vehicular assault by impairment, among other charges. News4JAX reporter Eric Avanier has been following this story and spoke with a Good Samaritan who tried to help the victims.
These are new images of the crash that killed 41-year-old Anna Rodriguez and her 1-year-old son, Jonathan Devia, and critically injured Anna's husband, Octavio Devia. Chattanooga police say the Jacksonville family of 3 was on the sidewalk in front of this gift shop on Fraser Avenue when they were hit by a minivan that was driven by 44-year-old Randy Vega of Tampa, Florida. Police say Vega was drunk when he hit a truck at a high rate of speed and then crashed into the family before crashing into the gift shop. An eyewitness who asked to remain anonymous came forward to News4JAX about what happened. He says he left the gift shop just moments before the crash and was across the street when it happened.
They were going so fast. The truck was pushed through the intersection and the van veered off and then went straight into the front of the gift shop.
He says Anna and her child were pushed into the gift shop. From your point of view, did it look like they even had a chance to react?
It happened so quick. It wasn't until after it happened that pretty much everybody in the area started to react to it.
He says he and 2 other people tried to render aid to Anna and her son. Was anyone conscious at the time?
Both the mother and the baby didn't show any signs of life.
The Good Samaritan says Vega appeared dazed after someone helped him get out of the minivan. Tuesday morning, Vega made his first appearance in court. Judge Larry Abels expressed concerns about enforcing house arrest on Vega should he be let out of jail and allowed to return to his home in Florida.
Based on the affidavit that I've read, there's some suggestion that there was some sort of altercation after the fact. I'm concerned about this man's ties to the community, the seriousness of these crimes.
Vega left the courtroom after Judge Abels kept Vega's bond at $500,000.
That was Eric Avanier reporting. Anna Rodriguez's relatives say her husband came out of his coma 4 days ago, but is still in critical condition with multiple injuries throughout his body.
New at 11, the Florida Highway Patrol says no students were injured in a school bus crash in Baker County earlier today. Troopers say a golf cart collided with the school bus on Benrose Circle in McClenny after the golf cart failed to make a turn. 10 students were on the bus at the time. Neither the students nor the golf cart driver were injured. The families of 3 Black Jacksonville residents are suing Dollar General for unspecified damages months after their deaths during the racially motivated shooting at a local store. These are the 3 victims, Gerald Gallion, Angela Carr, and A.J. Laguerre Jr. Their families are suing the store, the security company, and the parents of the gunman who took his own life. The announcement was made by prominent civil rights attorney Ben Crump. He said the lawsuit was filed so that their deaths are not just swept under the rug. The families also spoke today.
We were raised to do the right things, go to school, don't be in the streets, don't sell drugs. Guess what AJ did? He followed and listened. And this is what he gets for repayment? To go to work and die? I'm tired of hearing it all, man, and it's not gonna change unless if we speak up.
She's just minding her business, waiting. She's doing her job. She's waiting on someone to come out of a store, and a man who doesn't like someone else for their race just takes hers. It's not fair.
The lawyers in the case say that they can prove that a security presence on the day of the shooting could have prevented the deaths of the 3 people, and that Dollar General puts its massive profits above the community's protection.
The driver, accused of killing an 18-year-old Creekside High School grad in a wrong-way, head-on crash, pleaded not guilty today. Ariel Monteagudo is accused of killing Stetson College football player Trenton Stewart back in May. Stewart's parents were in the courtroom. News4JAX reporter Alicia Hatcher has their thoughts about the arraignment.
During Monteagudo's arraignment, Stewart's parents were in the gallery to witness his plea. They say they hope his bond is denied being reduced. A man accused of killing a teen in a wrong-way head-on crash has pleaded not guilty. Police say Trenton Stewart was driving east on St. Augustine Road when Ariel Monteagudo slammed his car head-on into Stewart. The impact caused Stewart's car to flip. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Monteagudo also suffered critical injuries. On Tuesday, he appeared in court in a wheelchair. Stewart's parents, Robert and Mandy, were in attendance. They say it was difficult seeing Monteagudo for the first time.
I'm not surprised that they're putting in a motion to reduce bond. Shows no accountability.
But they still have hope justice will be served.
And I think if Trent were standing here today, he would not be happy with the potential sentencing of this case. And I know deep down inside of my soul that he would advocate for change.
Monteagudo is being charged with vehicular homicide. For Now reporting, Alicia Hatcher, Channel 4, the local station.
Turning now to some Jaguars news. We learned today quarterback Trevor Lawrence suffered that high ankle sprain during last night's loss against the Bengals. This is video recorded moments after that play. Lawrence trying to walk off the field but hit the ground.